Call the July 22nd, 2024 Select Board meeting to order. First up is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First order of business is acceptance and correction of minutes from 7/8/24 public and non-public.
I'll make a motion, we accept the 7/8/24 public and non-public minutes with corrections if need be.
Second.
Any discussion? Any changes? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes. I don't see any announcement.
Yes, the night out.
Not yet. No, that's on tab 4. Yeah, okay. Please join the Goffstown Police Department and community organizations for National Night Out on Tuesday, August 6th, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Goffstown High School rear parking lot at 27 Wallace Road. National Night Out is an annual community building campaign that promotes police, community partnerships, and neighborhood camaraderie to make our neighborhoods safer, more caring places to live. This is a family fun event. There will be a lots of informational booths and funds for all ages. We look forward to spending time with our community members. And that said, anybody got anything?
Do not.
Is there anybody here for public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on. First up will be the fire chief.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm here before you tonight to ask your consideration to allow me to put out a RFP for replacement flooring at Station 2. As you may recall, we have that, the funds from, and I keep forgetting it, Derek. It's the-
Invest New Hampshire.
Yes, Invest New Hampshire funds, which we put as part of our list to replace that flooring at Station 2. So we have developed a RFP. It's been checked by Derek, and we'd like to go out to advertise for that.
Are you specing any type of flooring? I'm just kind of looking at it. Just
It's basically going to be a vinyl tile to replace what's there now. I will make a note, since writing this, I am contemplating on the first floor, you know, where we just had the apparatus bay and that bathroom done. I'm seriously contemplating, thinking about having that entire first floor done in, you know, that concrete protection. But we'll see how the, you know, the tile plays out. But that whole first floor is a work area anyway. It gets wet all the time, so it may be a better benefit to do that first floor in that protected concrete, and then the upstairs would be all vinyl tiling.
Is that like an acrylic paint or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's not actually, is it actually replacement of 3,900 square feet?
It won't be now. It'll be, you know, it'll be less.
Yeah, so you're not replacing it, you're refurbishing it, right?
Yes.
Taking out the tile and putting down the acrylic.
On the first floor, yes.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Chief, I noticed that you had a portion to talk about asbestos.
Yep.
Is there reason to believe that that's underneath the flooring currently?
So it's suspected that it's that tile from back in the 60s, and it may be asbestos. And you can do a couple things with it. If it's not broken up, you know, and has a chance to be airborne, then you can either seal it or you can have it removed. So we'll have to have that evaluated, you know, to see what condition or shape it's in and if we have an option to do something different.
Now, who does the evaluation? The companies that come in?
Yeah.
Give you quotes?
Typically, they have someone that's certified in, you know, asbestos flooring.
And
Ma'am?
what was the amount that was approved for this? Sorry if I'm missing. Can't remember.
Just give me a second, I will find.
I think it, 10,000 maybe.
So at the time that the board approved this in October of last year, it was estimated $10,000 for this project.
So Chief, was that for the tiling on both floors
Yes.
with asbestos potentially, that work put
Um,
in there?
The asbestos is unknown, so
Right.
I could potentially, you know, have to come back if we remove that.
Okay. I'm thinking about this. If that does happen, or if the paint, do you think the price for the paint is comparable to the flooring?
It could
What it
be,
costs per
because
square
it's
footage
a
would be?
lot smaller. You know, that, if you recall, the apparatus bays, that was quite a bit of money, but that was because of all the space.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking about a kitchen, an office, and a front area, so I think
Right. No, I'm just trying to wrap my head around the total project, because the flooring upstairs obviously needs some help, but I'm trying to figure out the cost of that paint and the $10,000 that we allocated, so.
I think that should be covered, because he's not going out, he's just going out for proposal, and then it'll come back to us.
Yep.
Right.
Is it correct?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was
So,
just trying to
I mean-
work through, like, if there was anything else that we were,
Well, I mean, if we
Missing.
get to the point where it's, you know, $15,000, we may have to look at something different, that's all.
Right.
So Chief, has a sample of the tile been sent out for asbestos testing?
No, not yet.
Why wouldn't we do that? We'd be able to refine the number a lot more if we knew for sure, right?
They should be able to give me a pretty good idea.
Okay.
When, the proposal requires them to come in and look at the floor and stuff too.
The proposal requires them to come in and determine if it's asbestos or not, and that'll be in their quotes.
So that's part of their bid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I guess I didn't see it. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Motion?
I move to approve the proposed bid specifications for flooring replacement at Fire Station 2 as presented.
Second.
Motion by Jim, seconded by Mark. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Parks and Rec Director.
Hello.
How are you there, Rick?
Doing well, doing very well. Doing so good it hurts. This must be the Invest New Hampshire night. I'm here before you to give you a recommendation. We had a mini split project for the recreation building, for the gymnasium and the 2 offices. And we had the bids come back, and the commissioners read through them, and they want to go with the CDS Unlimited company. They are the lesser. You want me to read through these, or have you read through
No,
them?
you've already made it here. I think we know what, we're just gonna look at what your recommendation is.
Yeah, okay.
And we've got a breakdown of each one, so.
They're basically
Yeah, well,
all,
we can get-
they're, if you look at the top priced one, that is a Mitsubishi unit. The next one is a Samsung unit, and the lower cost one is an LG. So you got 3 different manufacturers, I guess, of that product. Warranties, we looked at the warranty. The warranty seems good. It seems very compatible to all 3 manufacturers. They all kind of seem the same. CDS actually was a company that provided work for us. They did the three-phase electrical at Barnard Pool when that blew up, I think 2 years ago. And they did a phenomenal job, very reliable, great work. Did a little extra work for us. I think that's mainly the recommendation.
So have good
Kelly had a
experience,
question?
good experiences with them.
With that company, yes,
Good.
yes.
Kelly had a question.
Derek, what was the amount approved for this one?
$30,650, and then we had $9,700 in trees. So we're gonna hopefully take some tree money.
So at the time, you had also approved the removal of the trees at Roy Park
Right.
from these funds, but we ended up using operating budget funds for those.
Came in a lot less money you anticipated.
$4,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
47.
So between the two, you've got it covered. Does it concern you there's such a difference between quotes?
We all bounced that around. We really did. And a couple of commissioners just had some units put in their houses, and they honestly felt like the 74 was like, oh my God, that's crazy money.
Yeah.
Those are bigger companies, you know, the higher priced company and the second, they're bigger companies. The CDS is a smaller company, so they kind of played that out in their minds as well.
So my question for the, what you discussed with the companies and the recommendations they made for the size of the units, do they feel like the square footage will be covered with the,
18,000 BTU unit, yeah.
so they
Yes.
think it'll be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All three of them, 18,000?
No, just the gymnasium. Gymnasium was.
No, I mean, all three quotes, did they use
Oh, yes.
18,000?
Actually, no, I think the top one put in a bigger unit.
Okay. I just
And
want
these
to make
other
sure.
two guys were right around the same.
Jim, did you have a question?
No.
Okay, you were there at the
I was
meeting.
there, so.
Go ahead, Kelly.
And then, I know I had asked last time, but were you able to ask any of them if there was any energy savings, rebates, or anything for installing any specific kind of units? Okay.
You need to research that, because there's a lot of that out there.
Well, some of them come
I
from.
just asked for references, and CDS gave me a woman, the Chelmsford Housing Authority. They had a community center, and they had a unit put in there, units put in there. They were very pleased. Had to come back, fix one thing. Other than that, it was all good. And she was all excited because she actually got money back because he didn't need all the pieces, parts that he needed, so he gave her money back. Or took the money off.
Jim, anybody? No. All right, you all set?
All set? Yep.
Kelly?
And one more question. Do you think that the electrical increase, that that'll be covered in what you have for the year? That you'll be able to absorb the increase in electrical?
That's a good question, Kelly. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, kiddo.
Okay.
I really don't. Probably not. To be honest with you, probably not.
Did they put something comparable in that community center that you just talked about?
Yes, they did.
Could you maybe ask them what their increase in rate was?
Sure.
When would this be done?
August 15th.
Yeah, like,
August 15th? So that'll give you a couple months to determine.
I think you're gonna probably pretty much hit it hard. September, you get good temperatures in September. And also, it's a heat pump too, so, you figure as we get into the November, December, yeah, we'll probably have maybe 5 months of evaluation, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just also thinking for budget season coming up too,
Yeah.
equating that
Which-
to the cost.
We start that before, so
Right.
maybe we make an adjustment by final
Right.
December, whatever that is. Correct.
Anybody else? Kelly?
Okay.
Motion, Jim?
Just got a $1,200 bill for Barnard Park Pool, man.
I'll make a motion to
$1,200.
award the recreational building mini-split non-ducted system installation project to CDS Unlimited of Bennington, New Hampshire for the amount of $34,292.
Second.
Motion by Collis, seconded by Jim. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
Thanks,
Good
Rick.
night.
Derek, you might as well get started. We still got 15 minutes before public hearing.
Okay, at tab 9, you have your committee meeting assignments for the next 3 weeks. On Wednesday at 7 PM, Conservation Commission will be in this room.
Got it?
On Thursday at 7 PM, the Planning Board will be here.
Got it?
Next week, on Wednesday at 6:30 PM, the Historic District Commission will meet at Grassmere Town Hall.
Got it?
Thursday at 6 PM, Capital Improvement Program Committee will be here.
Yes, sir.
And then on the first week of August, Wednesday at 6 PM, the Economic Development Council will be in this room.
That's me, yep.
Okay. And at 6:30 PM, the Library Board of Trustees.
Yep, I'll be there.
And then on Thursday at 7 PM, the Planning Board will be here.
What's the date in August for that, Eric?
I believe it's the 8th.
Yeah, I'll be away with visiting family in Milwaukee.
Okay.
I can cover it.
Thank you, Mark.
Yep. That's Thursday, the 8th
The 8th, yes,
of August.
of August, yep. I'll send a confirmation email to you as well as
Yep.
to Patty and Joanne. On your next page, you have your consent agenda, and actually we had some changes to that, so you had a loose leaf one. For employee status reports, you have a full-time DPW laborer. This is a promotion from seasonal to full-time status. You have a full-time DPW laborer discharge. 2 seasonal Parks and Rec summer grounds new hires. This is one of the changes. We have 2 per diem fire EMT resignations. You have a full-time police dispatcher resignation, a full-time dispatcher new hire, and a full-time fire captain educational degree differential. You have paperwork for appointment of a certified police officer, for a full-time officer. You have an acknowledgement consent letter for EMS billing contract. This is a new vendor, EMS MC, which is taking over the remaining contract that we had with Image Trend. They bought them out, so this is an acknowledgement of that. You have a primary point of contact form for the New Hampshire Emergency Notification System. This is being recommended by both the police chief and the fire chief to make the police chief communications supervisor the point of contact for adding any new users. You have an event permit. We removed the first one, but the second one is for Manchester Marathon on November 10th from 8:50 to 4 PM. This will be on portions of the Goffstown Rail Trail. And then also added today is a release of a lien under RSA 165-28 on map 7, lot 7.
That was the email you sent today?
That was the
Eric?
email,
Okay.
yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Kelly, seconded by Mark. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes.
Can I go back just for a second?
Go ahead.
I'm just curious, and I'll probably be embarrassed after, but there's no meeting on the August 5th for the select board?
Correct.
Why is that?
Because you are scheduled for the 2nd and 4th. The 2nd and 4th Mondays of each month, so every quarter we have an extra.
Okay.
We have an extra.
Okay.
But Jim, do you want to meet? I mean, we can get together for fight.
It's actually really next week is the 5th Monday of the month. So that's where you don't have that meeting.
We'll all watch on TV, Jim.
I'm always the one here when no one else is here.
At your next page, you have assessor's recommendations. You have a land use change tax and a land use change tax warrant on map 9, lot 18-1.
Make a motion to approve the assessor's recommendation as presented this evening.
Second.
Any questions? Comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes.
At your next page, request to reappoint volunteers for the Village Bridge Ad Hoc Committee. Again, this is the committee that started in 2022, that you extended their charter in June. There are 2 community at-large members, Andrew Catarat and Paula Bedard, who are interested in continuing their service on this and have been very active. So the recommendation is a reappointment of those 2 community at-large members.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Andrew Cataret and Paula Bedard as community at-large members of the Village Bridge Ad Hoc Committee with terms extended through July 22nd, 2026.
Second.
Motion by Carl, seconded by Jim. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes.
And that's all for the town administrator's report.
Okay, we still got 10 minutes. We want to talk new business? And what do we have for new business? Ann? We have the River Advisory Committee. You want to wait on that?
No, you can do that. I had put that under old business
Okay,
because it
well, I don't
was,
think we got any new business in, do we? Do you discuss anything other?
yeah, so if you go to tab 10, B, little I, you'll have the information for the Goffstown River Advisory Committee.
Now, how many, there was confusion, how many people do we need to appoint from this list?
3 members from the community at large. At least one of those has to be a waterfront resident, and you have all the indications on the list.
And we're crossing off Andrew Carteret.
Andrew Carteret will serve as the, as PERLAC ex officio member. And then there's also 2 alternate members from the community at large. So you're seeking to select 3 community at large members and 2 alternate community at large members.
So, go back up a bit. So we need a select board rep. You had asked me if I'd be willing to do it at one point, last week or the week before, and I agreed if that's the wish,
If
if
that's-
that's the wish of the board.
Yeah, I mean, you're also on the Bridge Committee too,
Yeah,
right?
so I'm
And
just
you
saying.
got time for all that?
Oh, yeah, I got time for it.
Okay. Jim's good with that, He's, all right.
So as I mentioned, I did speak with, or I did get the Conservation Commission appointee on their agenda for Wednesday night, so they'll make a recommendation we can bring back to the select board.
What we're looking for other than that,
Yeah, I know, I understand.
so.
EDC, we're still looking for somebody to represent EDC. So that leaves the at-large members.
EDC, we have a meeting on the 7th, so that'd be possible to send them.
So I provided Joanne and asked that
Okay,
Joanne
perfect.
put that as an agenda item
Thank you.
for her meeting.
So that
So
lea-
we wanted somebody that lives on the river.
well,
Was
yeah,
that, wasn't that one of the
yeah, we
criteria?
need 3 at-large, and one of them needs to be, yeah, somebody who is a resident on the river.
Definitely need somebody down on, towards the Maskey, down that side, one on that side of the river, you know?
Yeah, that,
One down there, one up here, maybe one off the river. That's what I was saying.
Exactly, yeah.
so based on the, unfortunately, not everyone included a resume, but based on what I could pull from each of their either applications and/or resumes, I did kind of that, Collis, if you, I'm happy to share what
Sure.
I came up with.
Yep.
So Christopher Carbon, who lives at 35 Cove Street, he's on Namaski and had listed some, intention for, obviously wanted to keeping the waterway. Also, Dia, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher this name. Stolnitz. Yep. Has a strategic background and also lives on Mill Street on the waterways. So between those 2, I don't know.
By the way, I had
alternate-
both of those on my list.
Okay,
My
great.
short list as
Dia
well.
lives right in that house,
Yeah.
right at the dam.
Okay, so let's take the first one, what's her recommendation, was Christopher Carbon.
Correct, yep.
Any questions?
And
or
that's Namaski.
No, I agree with
He's
that.
on the Maskey. Okay, so we'll vote on these individually. Any questions, anybody got? So let's vote on Christian Carab, I'm gonna say it's Carabin, right?
Yeah.
The address is 35 Coast Street, which is on the Maskey Lake. Anybody have a problem with that?
Nope. Nope.
Okay, so, you wanna do these as motions?
Yes, please.
Okay, Kelly's. you
I'll
wanna
make the
that?
motion, yep.
Kelly's making the motion,
I'll second it.
and Collis will second that. Any questions, problems? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining?
I'll make a motion for Melissa Fox. She lives at Factory Street, which is on the river, so she is a resident on the river,
Is she gonna
So-
be
She is
a
a-
regular member or a
a
alternate?
regular member.
So I thought we were putting 3 regulars in.
How many do we have so far? Just
One.
one, so this would be 2. And she's a Realtor, so I think she would be bring a unique perspective to the committee.
I just, so she didn't include a resume? That's all she said in her
Yeah,
profile?
She came in real quick, remember, I was
Yeah,
right at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah, she did.
That wasn't one of my choices. but,
Yeah. I was thinking Dia, because she lives right there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then I thought we should have somebody not on the river.
Right.
yeah,
Okay? So, you go from there. We have people who don't live on the river, is Barbara Schultz, Honeysuckle Lane, she's up on,
I had her for her river waterways experience and also her work previously with the Conservation Commission, so I did have her as one of my choices. And then also Joshua Elliott, who's not on the river.
yeah.
And he has a pretty extensive background working with the state and is currently at the Department of Energy. So I thought he brought a good background as well.
we have to have 3 regular members, am I correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And 2
Let's take care of the
alternates.
regular members, then we'll go back to,
So we've got Dia,
the other 2 alternates,
yeah.
right? So,
Yeah, however you want to do it.
did you want the cost, did you
We
want,
got Dia already, we just,
oh, we didn't take a
didn't
vote
vote.
on it.
Yeah, we
Did you want,
We voted on Christopher.
Christopher Carabin?
yes.
Okay, let's do Dia, then.
So you're making a motion?
Make a
with Dia?
motion to include her on the
I'll
committee.
second that.
Seconded by Jim. Motion was by Collis, seconded by Jim. Dia Stolnitz, I believe it's that.
Stolnitz, yeah.
Stolnitz.
Stolnitz.
Any questions about that? We all know where she lives, right on the dam.
Yep.
Who owns the building right on the dam. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion
So
passes.
we need one more.
You need one more, which Kelly recommend Joshua Elliott
Or Barbara Schultz.
or Barbara Schultz. Neither one of them live on the river, which we said we were
No.
going to have somebody that doesn't live on the river.
Correct.
I'd pick Barbara Schultz. With the experience she has and all that stuff.
Yeah, she has a pretty good resume.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. I'd second that.
Mark made the motion of Barbara Schultz and it was seconded by Collis. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes.
I need 2 alternates.
Now we need 2 alternates.
So I'll go off my other choice, Joshua Elliott, who does not live on the river. But like I said, he has pretty extensive background at the state level and then also currently is working for the Department of Energy.
If that's a motion, I'll second
I'll
it.
make that motion, yeah.
And
I'll second it.
motion by Kelly, seconded by Jim for Joshua Elliott to be an alternate.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion passes, and one more.
Nicholas Murphy.
Pardon me?
Nicholas Murphy on the river. Seemed to have a good resume. At least I had him circled.
He would be an alternate.
What you think, Kelly?
The other one that I had, so I was also going on their professional backgrounds as
Yeah.
well. Unfortunately, I think his, and let me just double check
Oh,
in
wait a
case I was wrong, but he didn't have any additional
Except that he's lived on the river
experience.
for 40 years.
Right, so my 5th choice was Davis Allen because he has communications background and I thought that that would be very helpful for the committee to have some strategic communications experience for any kind of outreach that they're trying to do to the community.
Is it David Allen or Davis Allen?
Davis Allen.
Davis Allen,
Sorry, which one did you say, Collis? Nicholas Murphy?
yeah.
Alan's not on the, he's not on the river.
No,
No, he's
How
not.
long has he been in town?
But let me get back.
I'd be comfortable with either of them as an alternate.
I would preferably, I think I'd rather go with Nicholas Murphy, only because of the amount of time that we only have really one person down there in that river spot.
I don't
Yeah.
have Nicholas Allen, was I missing a page?
Davis Allen, you mean?
Yeah, Davis Allen.
No, Nicholas Murphy.
Nicholas Murphy, yeah.
We
Do you
have it
have a
here.
paper for
He's 3 up from the bottom.
No, I'm saying like the actual
Oh,
resume.
His
I
paperwork?
don't have anything for him.
Nicholas
So
Allen.
maybe, that's why I said maybe I missed something, but
Nicholas Allen.
We had something for him. Do we have anything there, Jim?
I'm looking right now.
yeah, at least I misplaced one, but.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one in
thought he's the one that lived on the river.
Well, he's on Dennis Park Road.
Right, that's on the river. That's the river.
Yeah,
That's
no, I
the
know. I mean,
riverside, and then there's the lakeside, which is where Corbin lives on the Maskey Lake. And then 111 Daniels Park is the riverside, the further up north, towards the dam.
I'm not seeing it in the electronically scanned ones that Catherine scanned through. If you want to do the public hearing on the ordinance,
Yeah,
I
let's
can
do
ask
that right now.
Danielle to run up and see if it's,
Right. We're going to suspend our discussions on the volunteer applications for the River Advisory Committee. And we have a public hearing scheduled at 6:30.
I found it.
This
Yep.
was why, research associate and
Yeah.
communications.
Yeah, nothing really pertinent to resources.
All right, pursuant to RSA 41:14-B, the Goffstown Select Board is holding its first of two public hearings on July 22nd, 2024, at 6:30 PM at the Goffstown Town Hall, 16 Main Street, Goffstown, New Hampshire, to accept public input pertaining to the adoption of the proposed Church Street neighborhood speed limit ordinance. If enacted, the entire length of Church Street, Clinton Street, Depot Street, Kendall Hadley Road, and White Street would have a maximum speed limit of 25 miles per hour at hours at all time. The second public hearing is scheduled for Monday, 8/12/24 at 6:30 PM at the Goffstown Town Hall. A vote on the proposed ordinance is scheduled for Monday, 8/26/24. Is there anybody, I'll open the public hearing up. Is there anybody here for the public hearing on the speed limit on the streets I just mentioned? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Now we can go back. Did you find that info?
Yeah.
No, Derek went up to get it, or to see if there was anything.
Yeah, we didn't have anything scanned in the electronic copy of the folder, so we're going to see if there was a paper copy of
Oh,
the
okay.
doc.
But I did pull Davis Allen, who was the first one on the list. And just his communications and development support on his resume, and also research associate. And like I was saying to Collis, that just if the committee needed to do outreach or something communications driven, you might have the professional background to help with
Yeah,
that.
I agree with that.
So that was my thought with that one.
I agree with that.
The one that I was thinking about was Paul Gagnon, because he's been on the river for 40 years.
Yeah, he grew up there.
He grew up down there, I mean,
Yep. He's another good candidate as well, I believe.
But I'm thinking about who will bring value to the committee, and if
well, I
somebody,
mean, somebody that's lived down there for 40 years has definitely has a vested interest.
well,
I-
Derek, was there anything?
no, I'll have to, unfortunately, Catherine had created the spreadsheet with all the names, but I did not, it was not in the folder with all the other volunteer
Do you
applications.
just call up and say maybe?
No, because we require everybody to submit a volunteer application.
So
So
what-
if you
can we
wanna-
just leave that one spot
You
open?
can leave that one spot open and take it up at your
Okay.
next meeting. I will get that
but
information.
before we skip over, I will agree with Kelly. I think somebody who's well-versed in communications and outreach is going to be valuable on this committee, so. And he certainly has that.
Well, that would be two people that don't live on the, right? How many people is that don't live on the river?
So
Or
it's
don't live
two,
on the
it's
block.
2 and 2 right now.
Yeah,
And the third one would be not on the river.
Yep. Well, that's my,
That's a concern. Even though I understand the reason why having somebody with communications background to be able to reiterate
but we do have Andrew Cataract, even though he's the PERLAC representative, he also lives on the river, so there's another person who lives on the river.
that's up at this end, right? We don't have anybody from Wind Lake signed up.
Yeah,
no.
unfortunately.
But, this guy does live
I'm printing off his, I'll print
Same
it off
as
here so you can each have a copy. Let me just take a minute.
Huh?
Is he in Penarthur?
Yeah. My concern is that there's a lot of people that live down in that part of the river, and we only assigned one person to represent them.
On the lake pier or on the
The
river
whole thing
downstream?
from behind the women's prison all the way down to Manchester line, we've only put that one person, and there's a lot of residences down there. I just want to make sure everybody,
Communications is good that way, not missed.
So can we run down the scorecard, make sure I've got mine filled out properly? Davis Allen? Right?
that's the one we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. There was not a resume attached to the volunteer
Okay, thank you.
submission.
Andrew Carteret, I think that's,
Can you pass that to?
Sure.
Thank you. No, this one's for you. Okay.
so Andrew Carteret, so yes, he's the PROAC representative. Then I think we all voted on Christopher Carabin,
Right,
Yep,
Barbara Schultz,
yep.
yep.
Dia Stolnitz,
Okay, Barbara Schultz was, we had two alternates with Joshua Elliott and Nicholas Murphy, is that correct?
You did not take a vote on the second one because I just provided you the volunteer.
Here's where we're at right now,
Good job.
Right.
these four. And the fourth was Joshua Elliott as an alternate, so we're figuring out the fifth alternate right now.
who were the alternates, Kelly, I'm sorry.
So as full members, we had Christopher Carabin, Barbara
Yeah.
Schultz, and Dia Stolnitz.
Yeah,
And then the first alternate we voted on was Joshua Elliott,
Yep.
yep,
and then we are just discussing the fifth right now.
Nobody lives on Glen Lake?
yeah, it's unfortunate.
No.
And do we have a second alternate? Do we say we had Josh Elliott? And we're talking about the second alternate?
Correct. So we had Davis Allen,
Yep,
who I had mentioned has the communications background, and then also we have Nicholas Murphy and Paul Gagne, who were brought up on the application at the bottom under experience. Nicholas Murphy wrote why he wanted to participate. Let's see what Paul Gagne put.
He said he's been a resident for the past 40 years and lived on Scottsboro River my whole life. I'm interested in making sure that our river stays as it is generations to come, concerned about service and other dam, I want to be a voice for the residents.
that's Gagny.
Yeah, he's been down there forever, knows everybody on the river. But what does he bring to the, I understand what you're saying, that Davis Allen has communications, but there's also the communications with the people on the boats in the river down there. It's quite interesting, so, doesn't matter to me. I just want to make sure that the amount of people, the amount of residents down there get a fair, be able to put their input in, because there's so many of them down there, it's a large tax base for us.
Good thing we're making a committee, huh? No, I hear what you're saying. I'm okay with either.
So I'll make a motion for Paul Gagny as an
I'll second
alternate.
that one.
As an alternate.
Motion by Collis, seconded by Mark. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion passes. You have anything else there?
You have an action matrix at tab 10C.
no update on the ambulance, right, chief?
No, the adjuster,
So I had asked for the Kennedy Hill Road to be put on the matrix so that we could keep that. in
okay,
front-
we'll add that, I
in front of us.
apologize.
The Goffstown Police Station, land, map 27, I assume it's lot 6-1 purchase that was finalized on the 15th.
Yes,
This is the St. Ange
yes.
land.
Yes.
So here's my concern. We're talking about police station here. We had a long discussion about purchase of the land for the police station, and it was argued that it's not for a police station. It's just to be able to give us access onto the other side, yet here we are talking about a police station again. And I don't mind talking about a police station, but if we're going to talk about a police station, I want to talk about all of the other opportunities for locating a police station, which actually is the top item, where we've been saying for months and months that we'll review options for the police station, and yet I haven't seen any options, no matrix of options with the pros and cons, including relative cost for each of the proposed locations. So I'm still waiting to see that, because I don't think I can make an educated decision on these things until I see them. We've just been kicking this down the road, and now here we are talking about a land purchase for a police station.
So, the police chief and I did meet to talk about this last week, and both of us would feel more comfortable, and if the board would be, is to perhaps use some of the available funds, whether it's Invest New Hampshire or impact fees, to have a firm come in to do a needs analysis of the police department and help us determine exactly what we need for square footage of the building, what we need for the amount of parking, the size of the impound lot, so we can first, before we even decide, or the board can even start discussing where it would be located.
Will it fit?
Well, what do they need?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we looked at what a lot of other communities have gone through in the last 10 years, and that's really where they start the project. So what we'd like to do is put together a RFP and bring that back to you so that we can have a firm come in and help us go through the process of really looking at what the police department actually has needs for currently and what they'll need in 20 to 30 years.
And that makes a lot of sense to me, because there's no sense talking about options if you can't fit a facility on there that meets the police department's needs. That makes a lot of sense, and I certainly support that.
We still having problems of finding a piece of land. There is no, we've looked and it's just not available. And the county still doesn't want a deal, unfortunately. We've been to them, 3-4 times now, Derek?
It's been quite a while, but
Yeah.
yes, we went to many, many meetings. But I think if we can get an exact, almost like the grocery list of what the department needs, that can probably help the select board kind of target where they'd start looking for, whether it's an existing piece of land that the town owns, or if there's something else that you have to go out
We have to
for.
go out and look for, which is not a lot of
But certainly, we've
options.
got the existing police station lot.
You do?
That we could look at.
Yes.
We've got other municipally owned lots, the Parks and Rec lot we own.
Yep.
Would that be more appropriate for a police station, and move the Parks and Rec's operation up with the rest of the Parks and Rec?
It's hard for and speaking on the chief's behalf, and if you need to correct me, it's hard for us to say that lot will fit the police department's needs for the next 20 to 30 years.
Until you do a study of it.
And that's where we almost have to take a step back of
Yeah.
what do we need for square footage? Is there a way that we can build it that in 20 to 30 years, we're not looking and doing this all over again, where you're abandoning it and you're building new all over again, where you can add on potentially?
Makes absolute sense.
So, do you need a motion to go ahead and do that? Is that what you're looking for? Or are you
Yes.
gonna come to us with an RFP first?
What we'd like to do is bring the bid specs back to you of what we would be looking for a firm to lead us through.
Okay, so I don't know if we
You don't need,
we
but we
don't
can
need a
bring that.
motion to do that.
Yeah, we
could
can
just-
bring that to you at a
just-
Do we
future
have
Yeah.
any idea how much something like that might cost?
meeting. No.
We don't know what the land's gonna cost. The cost.
No, I'm talking about this.
I think there have been enough police stations in the last 10 years, and we've looked at some other communities, what they've done. that we can get a ballpark of what they have spent on that types of needs analysis. So yes, we can get some ideas.
But I agree, it doesn't make any sense to look at any piece of land until we know what size chunks of things needs to go on that land. Building, parking, access, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
I mean, that only makes sense to take that step first.
Okay, so that's what we'll do.
Okay, we'll bring that to you at a future
Right.
meeting.
Anything else? Motion?
You have one more public comment.
Oh, yeah. Anybody here for public comment? Seeing none, we'll close public comment. Mark?
We're in the non-public session, RSA 91A:32 for A, compensation, C, adversely affects the reputation. Anything else, was that
No, that's it. Hiring, I'm sorry.
hiring?
Okay, motion by Mark, seconded by Jim?
Yes.
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 That'll conclude tonight's public portion of the Goffstown Select Board meeting for July 22nd. We'll now be going into non-public.